Hi, I'm Michael Menthorn, and I'm showing you how to properly perform different soccer movements. Now we're going to talk about flexibility. In order to perform any soccer movement properly, you need to be flexible. All right, there's different types of ways to stretch. There's ballistic, there's active, there's dynamic, passive, and PNF. First we're going to go through is ballistic. We're going to stretch the hamstring through all of these stretches, and Dan's going to perform the stretches for us. The first one, ballistic, stretching for the hamstring. Ballistic involves you bouncing, all right, not holding the stretch for more than a couple seconds, all right? You don't want to do this stretch simply because it doesn't hold your muscle in that length long enough to get a stretch or an increase in range of motion. The second one is dynamic. Dynamic stretching involves you performing movements that take your muscle to its limits of range of motion, such as a straight leg high kick. Good. One more time. He's moving his leg so that it elongates the muscle. This third one is called active. All right, he's going to get on the ground. Still going with the hamstring. Active stretching involves him raising his leg up, going through the range of motion, but only being suspended by his strength of his agonist muscle. In this case, it's his quadriceps. Okay, good, relax. Passive stretching involves him going through the range of motion and increasing his muscle length through the use of an external force, whether it's a stationary object or a partner. In this case, I'm going to have him relax his muscles as much as he can, and I'm going to take his hamstrings through the range of motion. Right now he's feeling a nice, good stretch. Okay? This is passive. All right? The last way to stretch is called PNF stretching. It's proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. In essence, we're trying to trick the muscle into lengthening itself. All right, there's several different ways to do this. The easiest way is a hold and relax method, or a contract and relax. I'm going to have him relax his muscle, take him passively to his limit. All right, then I'm going to ask him to contract and hold the contraction for about 5 seconds. He's going to contract his hamstrings, pushing down. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. He's going to relax again. After the contraction, I'm going to be able to take his hips to a larger range of motion, pushing them even further. So once again, with PNF stretching, we're essentially trying to trick the muscle into lengthening itself. Different stretching techniques are used at different points in a training session or a soccer game. I'm about to go through a warm-up, and I'll show you how to do an active dynamic stretching combination. Within your active dynamic warm-up, you want to make sure you start off with simple exercises to raise your heart rate. You want to move then to sport-specific movements so that you can activate proper muscles. And when you go through your dynamic stretching, make sure you're hitting key muscles that will be targeted and used during your training session. You want to use dynamic stretching in the warm-up. Save static stretching for the cool-down. Dynamic stretching better prepares your muscles for that actual training session or game. Soccer players are used to taking a few laps around the field and statically stretching for about 10-15 minutes in their warm-up. You want to try to avoid this in that the 10-15 minutes you spend stretching, you're actually cooling yourself down. During an active warm-up, you're trying to build up your progression as far as running, increasing your speed, also progressing through your stretches, increasing the difficulty of your stretches and the location of your stretches so that by the time you're done warming up, your heart rate is in an optimal level and also your muscles are loose and prepared for movement. So those are some tips on flexibility. Next, we're going to talk about how to run properly.